welcome to our weekend review. This is CenterKick. But before we continue, I would love you to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are yet to subscribe, and do well to follow us across all our social media handles through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. Back to our show today. Please do well to welcome with me, AJ, on the show. Hello, AJ. How are you doing? How are you doing today?
Well, lovely to be here again. It's been a tough week regarding Nigerian teams on the continent.
Okay.
And I must say, I feel a bit heartbroken for Rangers and even more heartbroken for Enyimba International. The fact that Nigeria's biggest team on the continent had to crawl their way into the group stage of the CAF Confederations Cup was somehow depressing. But at least we have one team on the continental stage, and that's better than not having any team. So my weekend was stressful on the continent, but in the league, I was proud of what happened.
Okay.
First time, no home win. It went a long way.
All right.
Mixed here and there, but I'm just happy to be here again.
Okay, so I am personally delighted. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is AJ, but my AJ is with the stress. AJ, yes. So he's the AJ guy, and I'm the AJ Levy. All right. So let's start this way. Let's kick off with the NPFL.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's been 3 match days already.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's been some matches that are yet to be completed. What would you say is your general view of this season so far?
Well, last season we saw that this is a new generation. You know, this is a revolution. I am very much proud to be part of this generation that's pushing to, help the Nigerian Premier Football League get the recognition it deserves.
Okay.
And I'm not just doing it alone. Obviously, I have the wonderful team of CenterKick here. It's remarkable. We're not just watching the games anymore, going out to see fixtures and talk about them indoors. We're now taking it to social media. We're trying to do it like South Africans and Egyptians, and that's what's really massive to push the league forward. So what we saw last season, we now have more graphic designers, more journalists, more media people coming in to help the league.
Okay.
And from what you saw last season, this season is going to be massive. And so from the start of this season, from the blast of the first whistle at the Cathedral, I just knew it was going to be a new season. From El Kanami's first point away to Rangers till now, that last game week, we had no single home week. This is the change. For the first time in the NPFL, a game week without home wins. It's revolutionary. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be part of the change. And I don't know how to just wrap my head around some few words, but I just love everything going on. But if I could throw my weight around some teams, I think so far I'm impressed with what's going on at the top of the table.
Okay.
It's too early to look for title contenders.
Okay.
But
I feel this is the start, though.
It's a start, but that's what I'm saying. It's too early to say, okay, this is the title, because it's the NPFL.
Okay. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Not like it's negative things that will happen.
All right.
Let's say, Enyimba have 2 games outstanding. They've been on the continent. So if Enyimba come back and just, hit that ground running, it might be a 3-horse race, 4-horse race, who knows. But for now, Rivers United and Remo Stars are making me beyond proud, because I remember last time I saw a team go 2 games away from home, start of the season, and unbeaten on the road, and it's amazing. Unbeaten run, that's what I'm looking for.
All right, so let's compare. There is the valuable parts that history plays to life. Comparing the performance of the season so far, we've had 3 match days already gone, to let's say the first and second and third match days of the previous season. That was last season. We saw that for the first to third match day playoffs, we had a total of 68 goals. Yes, with match day 1 having 28 goals in total. Match day 2 and 3 had 18 goals in total. Comparing that to this season, the goals we've had this season cannot be compared. In total, so far we have 45 goals this season for the 3 match days. I know we still have like 6 games yet to be completed in between match day 2 and match day 3. What would you say is lacking in this season?
Well, first of all, one thing you have to realize is that for you to score goals, the opposition has to let you score the goals.
Okay.
I'm not saying like they will intentionally let you score the goals. I'm talking about their defense not being able to stop some of the threats. Last season, what I saw in the league was that we had some superior attacks, but we still had some leaking defenses. But this season, I think every team has worked on where they had issues last season. But not every team, though. I think the serious ones have worked on everywhere. Take, for instance, teams like Niger Tornadoes.
Okay.
Tornadoes won back-to-back games away from home in this league. Niger Tornadoes won back-to-back games, and they conceded just 2 goals on the road. That tells you that they've worked on that defense. And Remo Stars, 3 games.
Yes, 3 games, 3
clean
wins.
sheets, first into the NPFL. The defense is really working out. So if you score a goal now, you have to really have a good attacking front. That's why I marvel at what El Kanami did, scoring 4 goals on the road. when was the last time I saw one team in the NPFL score 4 goals? That was last season, yes. When Kano
we
Pillars
had
scored 5 against Gombe United, yes.
5-3.
But, you know, aside Kano Pillars and Gombe, that was a clear case of Pillars are huge. Gombe United were fighting relegation from the start. You know, so Pillars are a huge team in the NPFL. Gombe United, that was clear cut. The gap was there. But Elkanemi and Nasarawa, 2 of them came from NNL last season.
Yeah.
And you could see that they have almost the same squad quality. Just that Elkanemi won the FA Cup, and that's the difference in the 2 teams.
Okay.
But scoring 4 goals away from home, it tells you that that front line of Elkanemi Warriors, especially the MVP from the FA Cup last season, Siru Salihu, is going to be a player to look forward to. So I think I'm actually happier that it's less goals now, because that means better defenses. And now, you know, on the long run, it can give us better options if we are, for some reason, looking for defenders in the league for our Super Eagles squad. It could make sense.
Okay, so in one of your opening speech, you had mentioned the fact that we're witnessing more away wins this season compared to the last season. What do you say of this so far?
First of all, we have to give massive thumbs up to referees, because in as much as we understand we're in Nigeria, you know, it's always going to be home influences. Not like it's very visible for everybody to see that, okay, it's fixed to always happen. You understand? You have to realize that we're not developed here into a league where you say that we have got Michael Oliver or Anthony Taylor, that no matter what happens, they always got backed by the PFA, that they always be protected by the referees union. As a human, the referees try, but there's always going to be some decisions that every football, before we became journalists, we were fans. And as fans, you can see that sometimes referees make decisions that are influenced by the whole crowd. So this season, they don't take that nonsense. I've seen referees. I watched.
More stricter.
Yeah, very strict. I saw Aqua against Abia Warriors in last Sunday, and the referee did not really send that it was Aqua United. Not like, you know, normally they're always fair, but sometimes they tweak a little bit to the home side. But last game there was no tweaking at all. Aqua had to dig deep into the last minute, and that penalty was a right call. It was fair. And that's what we're looking for: transparency from the referees. That's one. And then secondly, the teams now, they just have the better mentality now. Because you would have said, okay, it's maybe the bigger teams are just getting away wins. It's not the bigger teams. No. Everyone is getting away wins. So now everyone sees it as a level playing ground, and they're ready to play football, 11 players. That mentality is around the league now. Okay. It's a process. We're not there yet. It's a process.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. So I think for now, the changes are referees are much more transparent, and you know, the teams are much more exposed, and they've seen that this is not impossible to do. Everyone now has a mentality that they can achieve it.
Okay. All right, so you had mentioned Remo Stars having a back-to-back win. That's 3 winning streaks so far. What would you say the coach is up to this season?
Daniel Ogumodede has always been in the league, and I have to say I'm more than impressed, because I used to think, I remember when Remo Stars were with Benga Gumbote, and they had to send the Oracle back. It was Ogumodede was sent to Portugal for lessons, you know, to improve his CV. Okay. And then I was thinking, okay, well, Oracle has finished high with Remo Stars. Maybe they'll keep him. They didn't keep him. They let him go, and then they brought Daniel back. And Daniel's been amazing. You know, I studied the way he plays. He doesn't play like a typical Nigerian team. If you watch the way Remo Stars play, they play with the back three. They play with a 3-5-2 formation. Okay. And that's why you see Sadiq Ismail scoring goals. I don't know if you noticed it, but Sadiq Ismail scores more goals than most of his teammates. When you play with a back 5, there's a tendency for your wing backs to push forward and contribute to offensive play, and that's why you see Sadiq Ismail always getting goals and assists for Remo Stars. That revolution in gameplay. If you're a typical Nigerian football fan, you understand that almost every coach in this league plays with the back 4. Okay. They are so comfortable with the back 4. That's why when I saw Pesero, Egbavon, and the likes of them playing with the back 3, I'm like, a back 3 is not a Nigerian football system. A back 3 is much more of a German system, or maybe French. Even the French don't play with the back 3. Everyone is much more used to a back 4 here. It's a standard football. So Daniel Ogumodede has brought that back 3, stabilized it. The Remo players are used to it, and that's the revolution. Why do you think they're keeping clean sheets? They have 5 defenders. Okay. The other teams have 4. So that's always going to help you in some way. And then in the process of keeping clean sheets, they now have their defenders scoring goals. Yeah. So that's the kind of revolution we're looking forward to in our league. Remo Stars, 3 clean sheets on the bounce. But the clean sheet not really moving me. What's moving me is the away wins. Back-to-back away wins. One in Abia, one in Katsina against Kano. You argue that maybe they only beat Kano because it was not a Sani Abacha. Because Kano players played at the Mohammed Biko Stadium. But for me, I still give them credit. I still give them credit because that was the North. Yes. And we still have Pillars fans in that North, you know. Yeah. So I'm more than impressed with what Remo are doing. And they have been runners-up twice. Daniel Ogumodede has been runners-up twice in the league. It's more like Fidelity's kind of story with Rangers. Okay. So you understand that. So you're
saying that there is a possibility.
There's a possibility. Yeah, he's got the experience.
Let me not say, but I mean,
he's got the experience now. He's learned a thing or two from finishing runner up, I don't want to give Remo Stars fans hope because they've not won a title before. But if no, that's the reality. They've not won a title before.
Okay,
I saw them
okay.
unveiling players this and I was like, I saw titles behind them. I was like, where do you guys get the title from? Because where do you love not won titles?
There's beauty in hope. There's beauty in dreaming.
No. We have to be realistic. We have to be serious. Beyond Limits have won major titles before, and if they're signing players, I understand. But Remo, where did you guys get titles from? Maybe we'll talk about that another day.
They can see into the future already.
Yeah, but they won't. Right. If they continue like this, they're definitely winning title this season.
3 match days into the season so far, and the race for the Golden Boots is already in motion. What do you make of these players?
Anas Yusuf, first of all, I love the fact that he hit the ground running. You know, last season we had Robert Musa scoring for Bayelsa United in the first game, a hat-trick. And now it took us just 2 match days, and on the 3rd match day we have a hat-trick as well. You know, I love the fact that we don't have to waste too much. 3 matches gone, 4 goals scored. They say scoring goals in the league it's very hard. And now we're seeing that a player has scored more goals than games played. So that's fantastic from Anas Yusuf. It's not even a striker, as a midfielder. I love the way that Nasra play. It favors him. And for Kabir Abdullahi, 3 goals just behind him. 3 games gone, but 3 goals.
Rivers United.
Rivers United, yeah. Finidi just has a new player he can bank on. When he was at Imba, he had Chukwemeka Bioma and Chidikin Bauma. But they were strikers. But now this young man, Kabir Abdullahi, first of all from the bench, and now he's established himself as first team player. In form, lovely for Rivers United. You can mention players like Sadiq Ismail and Rabi Abdullahi or Rabi Ali, who have scored 2 goals, and so many other players. But on the whole, I love the fact that, you know, we have gotten players already registering their name as potential candidates for the Golden Boot race this early on in the season, and we didn't have to wait for Matchday 10 to start nominating players for that award. All
right, that's quite impressive. Let's have a general review of the Matchday 3 games so far.
Well, listen, I'm going to be very honest with you now. This is the most exciting matchday ever. I said it on social media yesterday. I said it on X when I said I am so impressed. You know, as a kid, I remember one day I asked my dad when we were coming back from watching one Aqua United game. One day I asked him, do we never have away wins in the league, or is it not possible? Teams we have more away wins than more wins. And he just laughed at me. Maybe then he understood that I was going to understand as I grew. But I understood as I kept growing that it's not easy to win away from home. Yeah. But we had 4 away wins and 3 draws in the NPFL. Not a single home win for the first time ever. History in the making. Yeah. The excitement is there alone. Yes. The excitement is there alone in the result. I don't need to say anything else. Remo, fantastic. Tornadoes, brilliant. A little team. With all due respect to them, they're not that huge of a team. But they kept winning. Back-to-back wins now. Who else won away from home again? Rivers won away. Academy won away. I love the fact that everybody is now strong enough to know that they can go away and get 3 points. So the league is more than amazing. I can't wait for the other match to be done to wrap up the whole game weekend. I don't want to sound negative, but if it's been away wins so far, then who says Aqua cannot go win away at Imba?
What are you saying?
Because
how is that even possible?
They have not done that in their history before, yes, but nobody said that.
Anything can happen.
Yes, anything can happen. Oh, and also I would love to see David Philip back in the squad for Aqua. He has scored the most goals for the club against Imba International.
Oh, wow.
And I think, away. In all conversations, all competitions, every game, home and away. In 21, when they won the league, he scored away. I remember that game. I watched it on TV live. And he scored last season. He's very good in scoring against Imba International. So I'm looking forward to that game on Wednesday. But for this weekend, everything went according to plan. I love the league. I wish everything continues like this.
All right. Thank you very much. This is it for the NPFL. Okay, so let's digress into the Nigerian teams at the CAF Confederation Cup and Champions League competition. What would you say? We had 4 teams representing the country: El Kanemi Warriors, Remo Stars, Rangers International, and Imba. At this point, progressing into the group stage, we have just 1 team representing the country. What would you make of that?
Speed Darlington. There's a video he did where he normally goes, oh, Chim. This is the best application.
Yeah, okay.
It's heartbreaking. It's sad. And you know why it's sad? Because it's Nigeria. Yeah. And let's say the Super Eagles were not that huge. Then, okay, I would have reduced expectation. But Nigeria is so good on the continent that the form of the national team deflects onto the league. And people expect that because the Super Eagles are that good, every Nigerian team has to be good.
Yeah.
But we've got to tell ourselves the truth. The reality is that our league is not yet. Our league is not yet there. I asked the question, why did the NPFL not give Imba and Rivers a game to play building up to this fixture? Yes, you say fatigue. I spoke to some Imba players and Rangers players. They told me, we didn't need to play games. Training sessions were good enough. But you cannot tell me that you were serious against each other in training. If you play a game against another league team, you say that these teams come out with all seriousness to play against you, and you get that experience and play the next game. Rangers have not scored more than 4 goals all season in 5 games. That's pathetic. That's terrible for league champions.
Yeah, quite sad.
It's not good enough. Fidelis has been worried about it. He says he couldn't sleep. And I saw him away in Sagrada in Angola. I watched that game in 90 minutes. Do you know that the last Nigerian team to lose on Angolan soil was Rangers? That was in 2013. They lost to Recreativo Lobito. 3-1. That game, Sunday Mba scored. I don't know if you remember Sunday Mba. Scored for Nigeria, the AFCON. He scored in that game. And then they went back to that same, okay, not the same ground, but they went back to
the same country.
The same country. And lost 3-1 again. Sometimes history should not repeat itself. But it repeated itself on Sunday. Wow. And Emba International knocked out, Rangers, knocked out. The thing that pains me is that it's league champions. And then for Emba International, quite disappointing. I mean, you're playing at home against a Tour de France of Burkina Faso at home. Well, it's not at the Aba Stadium, but you're at home on paper, and you're Nigeria. You're supposed to take advantage of that, but they had to go to penalties, and they even missed 2 spot kicks. It was too disappointing. I'm not proud of the way they qualified.
Are you sure it was 2 or more than that?
It was too disappointing.
Okay, before the penalty shootout, yes.
No, I think the gameplay was actually quite good, but just
but
not
finishing was not clean.
I'm talking about the way they played.
Okay.
You know, they played well.
They played well.
The final third, they were not convincing the final third. All those things you worked on to get to the group stage when they are in the group stage. So
they're already there. They're already there.
When they are,
they should be working on that already.
So Asibe, the goalkeeper, man of the match, he tried. He made some saves in the shootout. Fantastic for them. But like I said, not convinced with the performance. Let's hope that as they go on, they perform better and get to beat better teams that they will face. Because Alakle, Zamalek, the like of them will not come to tolerating this kind of game. So Emba International, please perform better. But at least you have one team on the continent. That's good enough.
Well, it's not very good enough. Like, it's 4. As for 4, one team out of 4. We should be talking about 2. Let's make it half. That's not even up to half.
The thing is, I understand the standards, but that's the reality. So let's just take it.
So we settle with a one team. Yeah. Last week we saw Dazzle FC compete in the Kingsmaker tournament. What would you make of their performance?
Amazing performance. For just an academy team, the brilliance in that squad, the synergy just tells you everything. From the goalkeeper, the young man there, Jeremiah, outstanding all
playing for the under 10.
Yeah, playing for that's what I said. Just a bunch of kids who are not more than 10 years old, but you see they look like professional players already. And that's talent. He was talking about harnessing talent from Nigeria, keeping them for the future. Getting returns.
That's the case of catching them young.
Yes, we have to give a shout out to the people in charge of the project. Everything is spot on. And then for the young man who scored 5 goals, Atseji Ayubami, the goals he scores are not just any kinds of goals. It looks like goals that let's say how long would have dreamt of scoring. Lovely finishes as well. So I'm just impressed with everything that's going on there. Winning that final by 2-0. I dare say I wish that they are all grown up because I want to watch them at a professional level, and I wish more things for them. Love the way that they go about their games. The mentality is there, and that's it. I'm just impressed so far what I'm seeing. All
right, so let's talk about Ekere Teodoro, the player.
I saw him.
It's been a progressive journey for him. What do you make of his journey?
From his days from Vandreza to Dakada and then to Sunshine Stars. Listen, they used to call him the tall guy, and he's very tall. If you play against him, you understand what it means to be tall. I'm here, but okay. Anyway, Ekere is a very fine man as well, and very hardworking. When it comes to hard work, you know that he's epitome of hard work. He's on the pitch making everything happen. He's very focused, very concentrated, and then off the pitch, he's always making sure he's not distracted. That's the kind of player that you need to set example for other players, and he deserves to move abroad to Spain. Playing for Villarreal's B team, he can only go better and higher. And in the future, hey, a Super Eagles call-up is not too far. Even if it's not Super Eagles, can always start from maybe friendly games. It doesn't have to be huge AFCON games. But one way or the other, we recognize that he's a superstar, and I'm sure the NFF keeps tabs on him. And I'm not going to be surprised if tomorrow we see him, called to Super Eagles squad.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was so good to have you, AJ,
anytime
the show today.
Anytime.
Looking forward to having this round with you again next week.
I'm looking forward next time I'm talking to you, change your name because I'm the only AJ.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us on this journey. It was a lovely weekend review from CenterKick. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across all our social media handles. And look forward to our next episode I'll be dropping next week. Thank you so much for having us.